Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Friday evening. Hope you had a lovely week and you're looking forward to a nice weekend ahead. We got to batten down the hatches this weekend, I believe. There's a storm on the way, so they say. So hopefully you'll keep dry and safe. Nice flowing practice this evening for us, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. As always, throughout the practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. So we will begin our practice today. Let's begin in child's pose. So getting into whatever child's pose is comfortable for you. So at this stage in the practice, if your knees don't like coming into a full fold so early, you can always bring your knees to either side of the mat and come down, put one fist on top of the other and let your forehead rest on your fist. That's a really nice relaxing pose that doesn't put too much pressure on the knees if they complain about overbending. If you're happy to come straight into a child's pose, then do, either with your arms down by your sides or stretched out, whichever feels the most comfortable. And in this position now, just close your eyes. Soften your body. And become aware of your shape, the shape of the pose, the space you're occupying. Become aware of your touch points with the mat. As you let go of your day and everything that's going on in your world, just bringing yourself to this practice. And letting your attention now go to your breath, inhaling through your nose, filling your belly. Pause. And then exhaling through your nose. And depending on the pose you're in, you might be able to feel that movement of your belly as you breathe. And let's take 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, in your own time, let's just make our way up to sit, using a block if you like. Sitting on your mat with your legs crossed, just taking note of which foot is in front. Because probably you always end up, or you mostly end up with the same leg in the front. So it's good to be aware of it so that every now and then we can just change it around. And then from here, closing the eyes, zoning in on your seat bones as you just sit up really tall. Equal weight on both seat bones and finding that length now as it moves up through your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. Keeping the shoulders soft but engaging the core here. Taking one more breath here. And then either with the eyes open or closed, whichever you prefer, let your left hand come down onto the side of the mat. Raise the right arm up past your ear, taking a bend to the left. Having a softness in that left elbow so you can really extend the bend. finding your point. And then inhaling, allowing that spine to open out even further. And as you exhale, just deepening that bend, feeling the lovely stretch on the right side of the body. Keeping the shoulders stacked on top of each other. One more breath here. And then coming up through center, let's take that over to the other side. Zoning in on your body, how it feels in this stretch. Breathing through any points of tension. One more breath here. And coming back up to center. And let's take a twist now to the left. Sitting up tall, lengthening through that spine and then deepening into the twist. One more breath here. And let's take it over. Coming through center, take a breath. Let the body settle. And then taking it over to the right. One more breath here. And coming back to center once again, taking that breath. And let's lift up that right leg, just cradling it here in your right arm with your left hand on the outside of that right foot. And let's just gently rock the leg. Keep sitting up tall, so we still want the shoulders over the hips. Just be careful you don't round. It's a bit of a temptation to round in this position. So being aware of your spine and maintaining that length in it. And then releasing the right leg, let's take it to the left. And again, just gently rocking it here, finding that length in the spine. And releasing it down. Good, and from here, let's make our way to tabletop. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, feet straight out behind you. Let's do a couple of cat-cows, synchronizing with the breath. Inhaling into your cow and then exhaling through to your cat. Rolling through it. One more breath here. And coming to stillness, let's step it up to the top of the mat. And with your feet hip width apart, let's find those lines, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Standing up nice and tall, hips over knees, knees over ankles, all the way down, nice and tall. Finding that length, that space in the spine. Taking one more breath here. Engaging the core as you exhale, drawing up that pelvic floor, belly button in and up. Let's hinge at the hips and just come halfway. So we're making an upside down L shape. Hands on the tops of your thighs or on your hips. Let those elbows face each other, or elbows in by your side if you've got your hands on your thighs. That just helps to keep the back nice and flat. Have a softness in the knees. They tend to get locked in this position, so try to just keep a little bit of a softness in them. Gaze on the mat or the floor. One more breath here. And then going on down into a forward fold, bending your knees as much as you need to. One more breath. And then from here, let the hands come down onto the mat. We're going to step back into a downward dog. So just find your way in there, letting those legs pedal it out as you make your way into your downward dog. And when you're ready, coming to your point of stillness here and taking a breath. Let's stretch the right leg out behind us for a breath, feeling that extra stretch on the left leg as we do this. And then stepping it through to come into a low lunge. So that right knee over the right ankle. As you come up straight, raising those arms up past the ears, taking 3 breaths here. Engaging that core with each exhale. And then taking it into a runner's lunge. So hands either side of the foot, lifting that knee, looking forward. 3 breaths. And from here, we're going to lift up into a high lunge. So raising the torso and arms up on the toes of that back foot. And now we're going to move this left foot across, so we've got our heels in line with each other, bringing the arms into a T, turning the gaze to the front, warrior 2. And we'll take it from warrior 2 into reverse warrior, letting that left hand come down onto the thigh, turning the right palm upwards. Keep the bend in the knee. Drawing the palm backwards, just rotate the rib cage towards the right. And from here, bending that right elbow as you draw it down onto that right thigh, draw the left arm up past the ear for an extended side angle. And from here, rising back up to your warrior two. And then we're going to rotate, swiveling on this left foot, bringing the hands onto the mat, stepping it back into your downward dog. And we'll take it to the other side. Raising that left leg up for a breath. And stepping the left leg through to come to your low lunge. 3 breaths here. And through to runner's lunge. From here, we're going to rise up to our high lunge. Engaging that core with each exhale, keeping the length in the spine. And moving it into our warrior two. So remember, this right foot comes across so the heels line up, keeping the bend in the left knee. Arms in a T looking out over that left arm. And the right arm comes down onto the thigh. Turn that left palm upwards, drawing it back. Rotate the rib cage to the left. Keeping the bend in the front knee. And then bringing that left arm down onto the thigh as you raise the right arm past the ear. And drawing back up to your warrior two. Just ensuring that knee is still directly over the ankle, it hasn't fallen in or out. And then swiveling on the right foot, bringing the hands down onto the mat and stepping back into our downward dog. Okay, so we're going to flow through that now. So, taking a breath here in downward dog. Stretching that right leg out behind you for a breath. Stepping through to your low lunge, establish the pose. Knee over ankle, arms past the ears, take a breath. Flowing into your runner's lunge, raise the knees, raise the gaze. And lifting up to high lunge for a breath. And from here, taking it to your warrior two. Keeping those shoulders soft and turning that right palm up as we draw it back to our reverse warrior for a breath. And from here, extended side angle. and back through warrior two. And into our downward dog once more. Drawing that left leg up. And stepping through. Low lunge. Transitioning into your runner's lunge. And high lunge. Next up is our warrior two. And reverse warrior. Extended side angle. To warrior two. And back to our downward dog. And let's flow through it a little faster this time. So you might want to inhale as you move into a pose, exhale as you're in it. You work with your own breath. I'll just call out the poses and you flow at your own pace with your own breath. So from your downward dog, let's raise the right leg and step it through, low lunge. Through to your runner's lunge. And high lunge. To warrior two. And reverse warrior. Through to extended side angle. And back to warrior two. Before finishing in your downward dog, take a breath here. See how smoothly you can transition from one pose to the other. Let's stretch the left leg up and step it through for your low lunge. Into runner's lunge. And high lunge. Taking it into warrior two. And reverse warrior. Flowing through to extended side angle. And back to warrior two. And finishing with your downward dog. Good, let's try it one more time on each side. So, right leg rises up, stepping through to low lunge. And then taking it to your runner's lunge, followed by high lunge. Into warrior two, and reverse warrior. Flowing through to extended side angle. Back through warrior two. And through to downward dog. Raising the left leg. And stepping through. Low lunge. To runner's lunge. To high lunge. And warrior two. Reverse. To extended side angle. Back to warrior two. And finishing in your downward dog. taking one more breath here. And then coming down onto your knees and pushing back to a child's pose. Your choice of which child's pose you like. Taking one more breath here. And then let's make our way down to lie on the mat. Hugging those knees into the chest and take a little sway from side to side. And coming to stillness, let those feet come down onto the mat, legs come out long. Feet flopping out to the side and your arms down by your sides with your palms facing upwards. As you just take this time now to relax, release, and let go. Letting go your feet and your legs, your glutes and pelvis, the whole back of your body and shoulder blades, the front of your body, chest and shoulders, letting go your arms and your hands, your head, face, jaw and chin. The whole of your body, just let it go. And take a little time here to acknowledge whatever it is you are feeling particularly grateful for today. And then let your attention go to your breath. As you inhale through your nose, filling your belly, pause, and then exhale through your nose. Each breath just helping you connect a little deeper with your inner self. And spend a few moments here observing your breath.